welcome back to another episode of the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast. I am your host, Cynthia Jameson. Today, I want to share a truly inspiring story of personal growth that has occurred with one of my clients. We have just wrapped up our coaching journey together. And I want to show you how coaching can help individuals like you overcome challenges, embrace change, and step toward your goals or what it is that you want for yourself. So grab a notepad if it's available to you, because you might want to take some notes on these powerful insights. Or you can come back and listen later if you happen to be driving, because as always, safety first. So today's story begins with a marketing professional, someone who possessed a wealth of skills and talent in business, media relations, and event planning. And while your backgrounds may be different, my client is like me, and they are also like you. My client was caught up in perfectionism and performance anxiety, and they really wanted to deliver effective presentations and showcase the impact of their work and a new program that they created to the business. They wanted to be able to do this with confidence, which meant shedding some self-sabotaging tendencies that held them back. So where do we begin? We began by defining their goals. Specifically, what did confidence mean to them? How did they envision delivering these effective presentations? How would they measure the progress that they made? What was motivating them to choose one discomfort over the other? And what I mean by that is the discomfort of feeling the anxiety and the fear over the discomfort of stepping forward and out of those feelings into delivering the presentation when you're still going to have some of those feelings. We explored their thought processes, and they could see the impact of their self-sabotage, which laid the foundation for this incredible journey that they went on. So I want to just give a little bit of context, because I worked with this individual for over the course of 15 months and 45 sessions. This professional learned invaluable techniques that they have, and they will use as they go forward in life. They discovered the power of positive intelligence. I've referenced this work before. They've learned how to calm their central nervous system through breath work and grounding techniques. And they learned how to cultivate empathy and self-compassion. And it didn't stop there. Visualization became their compass, guiding them to a future version of themselves who had already conquered the challenge that they were facing. And this journey that they went on built their self-trust like never before. I'm going to offer 3 main turning points, which were truly, as a witness to this work, astonishing. The first one is my client shifted from what they felt they should do and the energy of that to what they wanted to do and the energy of that, which wasn't even something that they had even considered before. It wasn't even on their radar. And in doing so, this mental shift allowed them to interrupt negative thought patterns, and with curiosity, they questioned what they thought was true for them and learned that sometimes it was true and sometimes it wasn't true. And they then discovered that there were alternate perspectives and choices that were available to them. The second turning point was when they moved from proving their worth to improving themselves. And within here, what I would suggest is proving their worth based on external factors to improving themselves based on internal factors. Finding countless reasons intentionally, even though it was challenging for them to do so at first, to embrace their own personal journey for growth. And the third turning point was they designed unique systems and processes that aligned with their personal values, that allowed them to flourish in so many ways. Now, I do want to take a moment to talk about obstacles, because the grip of perfectionism and hypervigilance in this case were fierce adversaries for my client. And through coaching, they learned to question these thought errors these sabotaging behaviors and kept focused on what truly mattered for them. What they wanted was way more important than what they were experiencing. So they learned how to be vigilant about the essential 20%, not everything, right? So not everything within our realm or our world deserves that vigilance, which takes so much energy and so much mind share for us. This shift in clarity created so much mental space for my client. It was absolutely amazing. And they had decided what was in that 20% of essential things that they were going to be vigilant about. This was all very intentional. And so, as my client's perspective evolved, they emerged over this period of time as a leader defined by confidence, authenticity, and solid self belief. Solid self belief. So, as their coach, what did I do? Well, I provided essential support through provoking questions, resolute belief in them, and I held them accountable. My client worked incredibly hard on showing up for themselves, not only in the session, but also doing the work of integrating what they were learning into their life. There is a lot of work within a coaching experience that happens outside of the session. So this growth journey was nurtured until they could stand tall on their own. And it was such a privilege to witness and celebrate the forward movement that they made along the way. And here's the best part. This individual, armed with their newfound confidence, was promoted into a senior role. The impact of their work, the value add to the business, was identified and recognized, even amongst organizational challenges, including multiple rounds of downsizing. So, what can you take away from my client's extraordinary story here? Growth is a journey that requires intentional and consistent action. Anyone can learn to question their thoughts. Anyone can learn to shift their perspectives, and anyone can learn to choose one discomfort over another for the sake of growth. It doesn't happen overnight. That's just truth bomb. It does not happen overnight. This is a journey that takes time, and the rewards are immeasurable. So before I wrap up, I want to extend an invitation because if you are ready to embark on your leadership growth journey, I want you to join us at the Leadership Lens program and begin to unlock your own capacity. With that, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today and allowing me to share one of my clients' stories with you. And I want to leave you with this reminder. You have the power to break free from self-limiting beliefs and stand up and step into your own leadership greatness. With that, keep striving, keep growing, and keep leading, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. Hey, listener, it's Cynthia. I want to say thank you for joining this incredible expedition of self-discovery and leadership growth as a listener of the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast. I hope you've enjoyed the tips, tools, insights, and conversations with my remarkable guests so far. If you want to take your leadership journey to new heights, join my newsletter where you'll receive exclusive updates, bonus content, and valuable resources to support your ongoing development as a leader. See the show notes for the newsletter sign up. As a token of my sincere appreciation, I want to offer you a complimentary self-discovery workbook designed to raise your awareness around what might be in your way of even greater success. To claim it, simply head over to my website. I'll put that link in the show notes, www.cynthiajamesoncoach.ca. Sign up and your workbook will be delivered right to your inbox. And there is something I would love to ask of you. Your feedback is an incredible gift and is an important part of this community. I really want to know what topics resonate most with you, what guests you'd like to hear from, and how I can serve you better. Your ratings, reviews, thoughts, and feedback will guide me in tailoring future episodes to give you more of what you want and need on your leadership journey. So if you're loving the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast, your input means the world to me, and it helps me shape an even more enriching and impactful podcast for you. I would really appreciate your help in spreading the word about the work that we're doing here. Once again, thank you so much for being part of my podcast family and for investing in your leadership growth. Remember, leadership starts with knowing yourself and embracing your unique abilities. Together, let's continue to thrive as authentic and influential leaders. Thank you so much for listening.